Hi everybody, I'm Chris. Thought I'd jump on and just introduce myself. I'm making this video today as a follow-up to a post that I made a few weeks ago called From Zero to App Store in 30 Days. You've got to excuse the sunglasses, it's not to look cool. It's because I need lighting in here to actually illuminate myself, and I'm sensitive to light, so I have to look a bit of a tit. No, I can't say that, can I? Hi everybody in internet land, this is Chris. This is a follow-up video to a post I did a few weeks ago called From Zero to App Store in 30 Days, about a game I made in 2009 called Plastic Soldiers, which is not a great game, but it's a game that I made in 30 days. So I set myself a challenge in November 2009, and what I wanted to do is to see if it was possible for me to, as a personal challenge, to make a game and get it on the iPhone store by the end of the year, before the end of the year. I'd never made a mobile game before. I didn't know how you go about making a mobile game, so what I decided to do was spend the first week thinking about an idea for the game, looking at some game engines. So what I did look at was Object-C using Xcode, Unity, which had an iPhone version at the time, and I believe Corona SDK. Corona had Lua. I think from memory it was Unity had Java, which is okay. Object-C, I've done a little bit of C before, and Object-C was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to write a game in this in 30 days. So what I decided to do is look at some drag and drop type of engines, if any existed, and I found one called Game Salad. It looked very easy to use. The logic for each of the sprites was quite easy to set up. So what I basically did is chose Game Salad, looked at the sample programs, and what I'll do is I'll show you quickly the sample program. This is a newer version of the sample program that came with Game Salad, so it's got a modern graphics, but basically the logic was the same. So I'll just switch over to here. So if I just run this is the Game Salad editor. On the left you've got lovely things like sprites here you define, and within a sprite you can set up logic, which tells that sprite what to do. It's all great stuff. So what I did is take the sample program, bit different from this one. This is a more tidied up, professional looking version, but I'll show you what it did. Click play, and then literally you have the strength bar here, and you fire a shot out of the cannon and it knocks down some blocks. I thought, awesome, this is so easy to do, to be able to just drag and drop, bung in some rules, and got yourself a game. Absolutely fantastic. So now let's look at Plastic Soldiers. Right, so basically with Plastic Soldiers, what we used to do as a child, when we were small, probably about 7, 8, 9-year-old kid, we used to line up some plastic soldiers, make some small trees and things to hide them under, and then we used to chuck a marble and try and knock the soldiers down. Whoever had the soldiers knocked down first lost the game. So this is the kind of game I wanted to do, using the template from Game Salad. I'll go into the first scene, and what I had to learn was camera movement, and which basically was just pretty much copying the camera. There's different objects that you have in the rules, like there's a camera object, and it makes the camera follow whatever it's attached to. Say for example, if it's a shell, then that gets fired and the camera's attached to it. The camera follows the shell as it flies through the scene. So here's my plastic soldiers. Here's some things to knock down. I tried to make it slightly different from the game of firing a ball out of a cannon. So I did some planes and scrolly clouds and things like that. So what I basically did, I spent half a day working on building the level each day, and half a day doing the graphics of levels. So I'll spend the morning doing some graphics and the afternoon just building out the level. So what I'll do is I'll run this game now just to show you. So let's run the game and have a look at the first level. So a little scrolly camera so you can see the scene. This is the iPad version. There was one for the iPhone. And then just literally fire. Fire it, it explodes. Any soldiers that get hit from the shockwave, they also die. And I think what I liked about it was changing the physics properties on the sprites to make them more bouncy, or you know, just sort of fall down. I mean, at the time this was made, I never heard of Angry Birds. I never heard of Crush the Castle, which I believe Angry Birds was based off. So when I showed my friends when we went to dinner after the game was finished, and I showed my friends what I did and I explained how I went about making the game, they were like, oh, it's just like Angry Birds. And I was like, what's Angry Birds? I never heard of Angry Birds. So I went to the App Store and found Angry Birds and I thought, oh my goodness, it's exactly the same. Well, obviously not exactly the same, it's far superior to this game, but when I found the code to this, I thought awesome. I thought I'd just do a little post about how I made it, how it's possible to do. You know, you just got to find the right solution to solve your problems. So like there, where the planes get hit, they fall out of the sky. Quite little tanks and such likes here. So up in the left hand corner we got to get 6, and it's level 2, and we've got a time of 46 seconds left. So hopefully I can do this to get through to all of the levels. In total I spent 14 days on learning, doing the graphics, creating the game itself, and then some testing period was done, and then learning how to get it onto the App Store. So that was literally buying the developer account, figuring out all the certificates and everything else that's got to be set up right. And what I loved about this here, we got penguins that are on parachutes, but if you actually hit them, they fart. And I thought just a little bit of crude humour, just something that I just thought would make people laugh. So anyway, let's show you another level. What's this, level 3? So I've got to look around. I've got a camera in front of me. Let's try next one. So on this one here, I've got pirate ships that fly, and they give you a R sound when you know, when they get hit. But same, you just basically hit the soldiers, and that's pretty much the game. Another level where you're in space, although why you'd have a tank on the moon. So I mean, to be honest, if I'd seen Angry Birds, I probably would have done it a bit more Angry Birdy. But what I want to do is remake a game similar to this, but using the Unity game engine, because I need to use Unity for my games going forward, better performance wise, better platform support. So that's why I'm looking at this code. Once I discovered the code on my disk, I thought, wow, this is cool. It brings back some really cool memories of the 4 weeks I spent on this project. And then I did a write-up on happyzoidgames.com, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to make a similar sort of cross between this and Angry Birds, maybe with my own twist on it, maybe some flying farting penguins. I don't know, but it'll be with a twist, and I need to learn a different game engine, because the performance on this particular game engine isn't great, especially for older Android devices. So for me to go to Unity, it's a win-win all round, because I've got ideas. I've got a brilliant idea for a 3D game, multiplayer game, but I can't do that until I learn how to use the engine properly and program it. So the best way to do that is to transition using 2D. So you go from 2D to 2D, learn the engine that way. The games are far simpler, Gets you used to it, gives you the confidence most of all, because when you're going to any engine or any programming language to learn, you always find it can be overwhelming initially. So it's very easy to give up, and a lot of people do give up. So that's why I'm going to transition over to that and do a similar game, because it's in my comfort zone.